Welcome back, everybody. Still under the red flag here at New Hampshire after a multi-car accident with 7 laps to go out there in turn number 2. And the twofold reason for the red is, number one, there was so much debris is that NASCAR wanted to make sure nobody went through there and cut their tires down. Plus, they wanted to have a race that ended under the green. We appreciate the folks there with that TNN license tag.
You know, they got equipment here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to use a broom?
They've got five jet blowers here. I mean, the Bayer family does not do anything second rate.
They have not at all been afraid to spend money on this racetrack, and if they found some way to improve it, particularly from the point of view of fans' enjoyment, Bob and Gary Bayer have put the bucks down and made it work out. Everything from traffic flow to get the racetrack cleaned up quickly to suites to just make this a more convenient and comfortable racetrack.
There you see the new seats that are being built here at New Hampshire International to accommodate the thousands and thousands of fans who come to the NASCAR Winston Cup events. And there's another angle, and folks who are working on the weekend while also, I guess, keeping one eye on the wood and one eye on the racetrack. But that's just part of what they're expanding here. Folks from Plattsburgh, New York on hand here. And yes, you can see the jackets and the gloves. It is still winter time up here.
Yeah, I was pointing out the amount of the front of these cars is taped off. That is helping right now. They're sitting there running. It is cool outside today.
It was in the 40s this morning when everybody awoke at the hotel in Concord, New Hampshire, just down the road. Larry Mack, give us more on Steve Park's situation.
Well, Buddy Baker, I'm pretty impressed. You made the call. And, you know, I didn't think drivers ever paid attention to the gate.
Come on.
But they had to make a decision to shut the 31 car off. It had gotten to 240 degrees. And, again, they're sitting there knowing that even though it's idling, it's using a small amount of fuel. So for two reasons, temperature and fuel consumption, they shut the Steve Park 31 car off.
Way to go, buddy.
Nice job. You know, you look at that car, you see the word Wheelin' on the hood, and you see it on the back fender. If there is a sponsor in this part of the country that has helped racers, that is it. They make emergency lights, and boy, they have been there when Northeast racers have needed a hand, needed a sponsor for the side, the back of a race car. They're on a bunch of the Busch North cars here as well, and they do provide the lights here at the Speedway and in a lot of hometowns as well.
Good folks to be involved in racing. You see the cleanup wrapping up. Couple of local guys talking about local businesses. Of course, Steve Park is right there at the head of the parade right now. Remember when he ran around here with Ricky Craven as well in Featherlight Modified Tour cars. And there's Ricky with the old Speedy number 25 and the Busch Grand National North Series of NASCAR. And great names from up here who have made the move to other successes on other tours. Steve Park with 16 career Featherlight Modified Tour wins. Had a great run last weekend. The top 10 at Richmond International Raceway. Tell you, there are some superb racers up here. You know, some who have gotten some headlines, like I said, Christopher and Park and Craven, and others who have not, as they're getting set to refire the cars. Guys like Dick McCabe and Stub Fadden. I mean, and the list goes on and on. Dale Shaw. Fellows will be seeing on tomorrow's telecast of the Busch North Series race. You know, guys who'll be talking about a lot of great racers up here.
And speaking of that, I saw Ronnie Bouchard up here yesterday. He won Talladega years back, and quite a driver. Now in business for himself and doing quite well.
There's a car dealership on almost every corner here in New England, it seems. He's done very well for himself. This will be interesting to see when they get this thing going. The guys with the fresh tires are going to start up front now.
Dennis Dillard in the pace car begins to ease away. And everybody apparently refiring okay. Certainly among the leaders, Park, Atwood, Fedewa in that yellow and black machine. Jeff Green in the blue car. Jason Keller. Everybody's pulling away okay, Larry.
Well, they just completed lap 194, and they did not get the one to go. So even if they get the one to go on the next lap, which will be 195, the most this race can go at the end is 4 green laps. And that's if they get the one to go next time. The most important thing for the crews to hammer on these drivers about right here, whether you got old tires, halfway fresh tires, or whatever, is get those tires cleaned off. How you get this race restarted, that's going to be important. Glenn Jarrett?
Well, Larry, you took the words right out of my mouth virtually. I was going to talk about the tires, too. The other thing is they've been sitting there for several minutes. Not only clean them off, but the tires are cold. They don't have the same heat in them, so they've gone through another heat cycle. That's going to be tough on those guys because they're going to have to run hard to try to keep the position, protect the position, or take another position. But they don't really know until they go down there and make a couple of laps or a couple of turns on those tires whether they're going to stick the same way they did before they shut them off there with the red flag. So this could really be interesting.
Everybody making sure what the guys have been talking about, going back and forth, getting all of that debris scrubbed off, trying to build up some degree of temperature. It'll be 5 laps to go when they get to the stripe. We'll wait and see if they give them the 1-to-go signal. Indication is that they are. Now, some of these teams still have some debris flapping off their cars.
Some of that may well wind up on the racetrack before this race ends. Could cut somebody's tire.
Jason Schuler has some as I look out over the racetrack. Well, they did not give them the 1-to-go.
Oh, my.
They did not give them the 1-to-go. They are going to put the 17 car, Jason Schuler. You see, there's debris off the back of Elton Sawyer's machine. They're going to put the black flag out for the 17 of Schuler. He's got a good bit of damage to his car. There you see. Yeah, they don't want that coming loose and having guys run over it. That's a tough break. He's running in 14th right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Here comes the Tony Raines car. We told you of the problems he had. They are going to get the 1-to-go next time by.
And that's got to be a relief to Casey Atwood because it's been a long time since he has taken fuel on as well. An interesting restart with Steve Park in that 31 car, local guy. Won here 5 times. Casey Atwood behind him in the number 27 car last year in this race, passed more cars than anybody else, never won here. Fidowa has not won since 1998. He is in the number 36 car. He'll be restarting in 3rd spot. Jeff Green in the 10 behind him. He has won as recently as last week.
Yep.
So go ahead. You want an underdog? We got one. You want a favorite? We got one of those. You want a local hero? Got one of those too. All up front.
Eli,
all the marbles.
All that's important, but let me tell you, if you're in second, you're going to try to anticipate the start. You're not allowed to pass on the inside. You have to go to the outside, but you want to have good momentum when the race starts. Steve Park, on the other hand, is a professional restarter. He's one of the best in the business. You learn that in modified. He's going to be tough to build momentum because the minute he sees him coming up, anticipating, he'll just sit there. He's the one that starts the race, the leader.